It's been a very rough day for energy. It's been a very rough month, several weeks, a little over a month. But the fundamentals are telling me that things are okay. And things are actually good and getting better for the oil and energy market. I was talking to clients today. It reminded me of a similar period that we've discussed in the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to reiterate it again just because now the fundamentals are very obvious and very much peeking through. So if you go to the first video ever about the market on this YouTube channel, it's the pinned video, January 27th, 2020. We talk about the coronavirus. Subsequent videos talked about a possible downturn to the coronavirus. The Monday before the downturn occurred on Instagram, which has now been taken down, one day I assume that decision will be reversed and it will be very easy to see that video. I believe it's also on YouTube as well. The Monday before the downturn began, the market was closed. We made a video titled "A 20% Chance of a Major Downturn or Recession." It was a Q&A we held, and it was a snippet from that Q&A, and it explained the reasoning for why it was very obvious that a market downturn was going to occur. The fundamentals were all indicating that it was not being priced in at the given all-time high. Yet the market continued, even later that week, to churn to new all-time highs before a massive spill occurred. Why does this happen? Well, the market doesn't totally act on fundamentals, right? Fundamentals exist, and then people make emotional decisions. People are very emotional about energy right now. It's very much a life and death situation. There's the death coming from electronic vehicles, and there's the Delta variant. Very emotional things that when you see these challenging your holding and it's going down, you feel pain. And pain, we all know, is like the psychological response to indicate that you have to make a decision. But something that is seen throughout history is that sometimes selling is not the right move, because you sell and then you end up coming back in at a higher price. And I believe this is going to happen to the people selling energy today. And we already saw that happen with the people selling oil first thing in the morning, which is when it was down the biggest. Oil was down over 3% this morning, down big. And as the day continued, it was barely down over 1%. Now it's, after the close, down 1.5%. But that's a 2% plus intraday move in the price of oil, demand going upwards. That's extreme volatility, okay? I can tell you right now, the demand for oil did not increase 2%. The consumption demand, that is. What we have are paper traders in the market speculating, causing volatility in the oil market, which then leaks into sentiment around energy stocks. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So what makes me so bullish on oil and on energy stocks? Let's start with the first thing. The first thing is the simple supply and demand dynamic. We saw the White House interject itself into this. This has never occurred, as far as I can remember, where the White House asked the cartel to increase productivity, especially a White House that's against something. They're against oil. That's why they have been suppressing U.S. production. That would be like the United States going to Pablo Escobar and saying, hey, we need more cocaine. Our people are paying too much money for cocaine. This is not okay. We need more cocaine. Please, Pablo Escobar, increase your cocaine production. However, that's exactly what's happening here. The White House is going to OPEC and saying, OPEC, we need more oil. We can't produce the oil here because it goes against our optics. We need you to produce the oil for us, so we can pay you money and you can supply it to us, and the American producers don't get any of the money. It's ridiculous, but whatever. That's what they're doing. That's what they did last week. What does that indicate? That indicates, well, shit. They're shitting themselves as they see demand and the economy reopening and demand for oil likely to pick up. So I trust that outlook. I think the White House panicking is an indication. The market tumbled on that, then recovered. The market tumbled today and then recovered that 2% plus. As OPEC said, we already agreed to our production increases. We're not going to increase them even more. So there you go. That's the price of oil up. I assume that news is going to settle, and then it's going to continue to rise over the coming weeks. I don't know what it does tomorrow. Maybe it's red tomorrow. I hope it's not, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. We just got to sit with that reality that we can't, trade this thing day to day. It really is supply and demand dynamic. The other thing that is big, that has been, in my opinion and my belief, the cause of the recent spill and the recent volatility has been the Delta variant. Domestically, here in the United States, we are seeing data that supports the conclusion that it's beginning to roll over. Now, it's possible we have some sort of issue like we had in January where, one rollover, another. That's possible. But we now have a vaccinated public. Hopefully that's not the case. We're going to see what happens. I'm sticking to the fundamentals. Right now, the fundamentals are indicating a supply and demand issue with fears that have led to selling and volatility subsiding and incredibly high levels of immunity. So whether people have gotten the virus by now or are vaccinated, that should prevent a possible additional wave. Look at New York, for example. Compare that to highly spreading states like Louisiana, Texas, Florida, etc., where vaccination rates are lower and there were less cases previously compared to New York. Seems pretty clear that as people get some level of immunity, it is quelling the severity of this virus. This wave, rather. Now, it's still early. There's still potential for things to develop and facts to change. But right now, I see two forces going in the way of energy. One is a possible topping of the cases. The other is the production to demand dynamic that is alarming the White House enough to publicly ask OPEC to increase production and then for that request not to be granted. Okay. That's the deal. I hope that's clear to you. If it's not, shoot me a tweet, a DM, or comment on this video. Of course, I appreciate all likes. I see you when you like it. I see you when you subscribe, follow, whatever. And I appreciate you and appreciate that action. I will remember it. So until next time, peace out.